Good evening, everybody. This is Sweat, and this is Monday, December 17th, and it is time for yet another Military Monday. It's been entirely too long since I've done one of these, so let's jump right into it. Now, in order to get your question featured on Military Monday, you simply have to ask the question in the comments of this video below, or you can follow me on Twitter or ask them on Facebook. You can find those links in the description below, but it's at IXISweat if you're on Twitter. And let's get to our first question, which is from Twitter, and it's from Generation Kill. You guys may have seen me reference Generation Kill before. He was the young man that sent in the actual cutout of Modern Warfare 3 that we had a little bit of fun with in a shooting video, an IRL shooting video. So he asked two questions. First is, what are your experience with 0311, guys? 0311, for those of you who don't know, is the strictly infantry MOS in the United States Marine Corps. MOS is military occupational specialty. I did a little bit more about that in a previous Military Monday. And what is my experience with 0311, guys? I didn't have a lot of experiences with the 0311 guys, but the little bit that I did, generally, it was they were training. They were training, you know, non-regular infantry. Of course, every Marine is a rifleman first and foremost. You get, at the very minimum, you get infantry training after you complete boot camp. You go to MCT, which is Marine Combat Training, for several weeks, and then you're finally sent to your MOS school if you're not in infantry. If you are in infantry, you jump right into advanced infantry training, just not Marine combat training after boot camp. But what is my experience? I'm going to try to keep these short so I can get a bunch of questions in. Not much. I don't have a lot of experience. I do remember several Marines on the range were 0311. And they would pass along their tips and tricks that they learned from shooting the M16 platform a lot more than what I did or what we did, because our only time with the M16 was generally on the range day. So I remember on the range, and I remember a little bit of training. We did some exercises near Tokyo, near Mount Fuji. I forget the camp that it was called, but I do remember that the Marines there that gave us our training, those were infantry Marines, and they were generally, you know, great guys, great people, great Marines. Nothing really different about them. Their job was just different than ours, and that really was all there was to it. They, you know, that was their specialty, so they helped us. Now, if we would have had them come to one of the crash houses and ask about you know, firefighting and how to put out a fire from an aircraft, you know, we'd have been able to help them the same way they helped us with our infantry and our combat questions. So his next question is, what was your favorite MRE? And my favorite MRE was the chicken teriyaki. I would trade 2 MREs for 1 chicken teriyaki MRE, as long as I could keep like the M&Ms out of the other MRE. But that was definitely, without a doubt, I remember it every single time. I hated the Cajun jambalaya they had. I am from Louisiana. I know what jambalaya is supposed to taste like. Whatever that was in those packages was not jambalaya, I can tell you that right now. So the next question is actually from my girlfriend, who asked, pitch or catch? Catch? I can't believe she sent that. Next question is from is also on Twitter, is Phil Nasty Dog, at Phil Nasty Dog, and he says, does the Army use the 2.223 bullet or the 5.55 or the 5.56 with the M4 with the M16/M4, and is the M4 or the M16 used more? There were a few corrections I wanted to make to this, Phil. That's why I chose your question. First and foremost, I was in the Marine Corps. I'm gonna let it slide. I assume you're just talking about the Army and the Marine Corps, and mainly just the Armed Forces. So I was just giving you a hard time there. But it's actually 0.223 bullet or 5.56 millimeter is how you say that, or how you write that. And I'm not going to say the same. They're very similar, but there are weapons that are specifically for 5.56, and there are weapons for 5.56 and 2.23, and there are weapons that are specifically for 2.23. And I'm not going to get too much into the schematics, because I don't fully understand the entire the complexities around it, but I can tell you for a fact that you can shoot 2.23 rounds out of a 5.56 weapon. You cannot shoot 5.56 ammunition out of a 2.23 weapon. All right. If you want a better understanding of that, you're going to have to look it up, because I'm sure there are a lot of videos of better explanations out there than I could ever give you. But I know for a fact you can shoot 2.23 out of a 5.56. You cannot shoot a 5.56 out of a 2.23. And which is used better, the M4 or the M16? I think the M4 is in service a lot more. I think it's the one that most units are assigned to right now. But I do know that The M16 is the platform for longer range engagements, and I have heard that that engagements like in Afghanistan and things like that nature are sometimes taking place just outside of the range of the M4 platform. Not sure what the maximum effective range of the M4 is. I do know the maximum effective range of the M16 exceeds 500 meters because we qualified at 500 meters, and people say it might be 500 meters, but I can tell you I can accurately hit a man-sized target with iron sights with an M16 with a 20-inch barrel in 5.56. So if I can do it at 500 meters, I know just beyond that probably won't be that much more difficult. So maximum effective range is probably going to be listed at 500 meters, probably extends that beyond that. So what's used more? Probably the M4. But it depends on the location of the gunfight. It depends on the location of where you're being deployed or whatnot as to which weapon is probably most suitable for the location. If that makes any sense to you. If you're going to have house-to-house type fighting or close range engagements, the M4 is definitely the way to go. If you're going to have longer range engagements, like I'm hearing some of the engagements in say Afghanistan are taking place. Several hundred meters between hills and valleys and stuff like that, the M16 is probably the platform that you're going to want to use. This next question is Barack Obama at OG Swag Muffin, and he says many people seem to think that first-person shooters are influencing children to join the military. Was that the case for you? Absolutely not. I never played a first-person shooter until after I joined the Marine Corps. The only first-person shooter that I played before would be Halo, and I never really looked at Halo as any influence at all for anything. I just played Halo every once in a while with friends. We'd have LAN parties down the street. Other than that, no, absolutely not. I guess I'll go ahead and throw my 2 cents out there. Do I think that it's influencing children to join the military? I don't think so, but maybe. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. It doesn't seem. I mean, I'm sure that it can in some instances, but as far as like the masses, no, I don't believe that's the case. I think there are a lot of other emotions, a lot of other things, a lot of other situations, family traditions, lack of income, or you know, just a poor person who. Or is maybe not as educated enough to get into college. I don't know. There are a lot of different factors about why people join the military. I don't think FPSs are among the leading factors at all. I'm sure a lot of you guys may have some input that you'd like to add to that in the comments below. I'm interested to kind of see what you guys think, but I don't believe that is, at least it's not one of the leading factors. There's no way. The next question from Twitter at AKA Mr. Jenkins, and he says, I'm not able to ask on YouTube. Not sure why. You're not subscribed to me. Maybe that's it. You're not subscribed to me. Maybe I shouldn't answer this question. I'm just giving a hard time. I'm not able to ask on YouTube, but what do you think of the Marines replacing the M249 with the M27 and doing away with the 240 Bravo? And his name was, once again, Ryan, at AKA Mr. Jenkins. What do I think about it? I don't know much about it. Didn't realize that was happening. I can tell you that what's probably being the case is the 249 and the 240 are both relatively heavy platforms. 240 is probably much heavier. Don't know the weights offhand, but I can imagine they are much heavier. And the M27 was probably something that is more easily carried, easier to deploy. Easier to deploy means quicker to deploy. Quicker to deploy means faster rounds on target. Faster rounds on target means that maybe your enemy dies before you do. So I can understand that aspect of it. And I can also understand going to the 5.56 completely for just about all, infantry carried weapons. The round does what it's pretty much needed to do, suppression, and of course, if it hits, it's going to hurt. It's going to take a man out of the fight. Maybe not going to get the penetration, but you definitely would probably still get suppression. Not in the same regard as 30 caliber, but for all the logistics and all practical purposes, I can understand it. Now, if they took it off of all vehicles and stuff like that, vehicle carry is a whole different monster. Obviously, you're not having one person carry around or two people carrying around all the ammo and the weapon platform and the support and all that kind of stuff. So I'd have to learn a little bit more about that. But what do I think about it? I can understand why a squad would go to an M27 rather than the 249 for all the things I listed. The faster you get rounds on target, the better chance you have of surviving a gunfight. And if that's the whole reason and purpose behind it, well then yes, I absolutely understand why they did it. The next question is on Twitter. I get a lot of questions about the XM8 system the XM8 weapon system. And I'll tell you why I haven't answered it. It's because I haven't put a lot of research into it. This is the question, Sweat. What are your thoughts on the XM8? And again, I get a lot of questions. This one just happens to be from Core Dry 2011. I'm sure it's just an abbreviation for something. He says, so you think we should have adopted it, and did you ever personally handle it? No, I don't. I never personally handled it, first and foremost. Do I think we should have adopted it? I don't. Haven't put enough research into it to say. The M16 platform does what it's needed at the moment. I do think there will be a day where we change platforms, but as of right now, again, like I said, we won't change platforms anytime soon. It may be way later in my lifetime before the military changes platforms, just because of the logistics involved. The money, you know, you have to change ammunition, or you may have to change ammunition, unless it's something like the TAR-21 comes in and uses standard PMags and military-grade STANAG magazines right now. So no, I don't know if we should have adopted it, because we'll probably have plenty more time with this current system, and we're able to get a lot more research in and see what else is out there, what else is available. But as far as the XM8, I, again, haven't done enough research to comment on it or to give you an expert opinion at all. Really, I can just go off what I know, and what I know is that it's going to be a long time before the M16 sees its last days in the United States military, and that's just a fact. That platform is here, and I think it's here to stay for quite a while. Regardless of what anybody says about it, I think that platform's here to stay, and I think it'll be around for quite some time. So the next question is your experiences shooting left-handed on rifle range and Marines in general, as I am just getting used to shooting left-handed. This question was submitted by Something Random. I forgot to mention that before I started going. But anyway, my shooting left-handed on the range, did very well on the range. I am a qualified primary marksmanship, or I was a qualified primary marksmanship instructor for both rifle and pistol ranges. Shooting left-handed as far as pistols goes in the Marine Corps was not an issue. Shooting left-handed with the M16 was sometimes an issue. First, I want to say there are actually some advantages to shooting left-handed with the M16 platform. If there's a stoppage, you don't actually have to turn the weapon or turn your head. You automatically can look directly into the chamber and see, you know, exactly what the issue is without turning the weapon, without really getting out of your fighting stance or fighting position. But the gases that blow back in your face and can mess with your vision, your sights, especially like me, I wear contacts, or it blows back and it can possibly, you know, fog up your glasses or put debris in your glasses or something like that. It was really just an issue for me, being left-handed, and that's primarily why I'm interested in the TAR-21, which just recently was able to take pre-orders. It's the SAR or STAR 21, I believe is the name of it. You can actually take pre-orders for the semi-automatic version, of course, in the United States, and I think that may be my graduation present to myself, because it is 100% completely ambidextrous. You can move a left-handed bolt, you can have it eject out of the left side or the right side just by purchasing a left-handed bolt and switching those bolts out. You can switch the charging handle to either side. The safety selector can be switched to either side. Not to mention, it takes standard STANAG magazines, PMags. It shoots the 5.56 round, and it is a bullpup weapon. And that's all those features are things that I'm really looking at, because again, being left-handed, that's the only issue. That's the biggest issue with the AR platform that I found in my time shooting with it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Pretty long for this one today. Sorry, I'm not sorry. It's been a while. I wanted to answer a bunch of questions. I hopefully answered questions that you guys are interested in. So if you are interested in asking any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments section below. If you guys are scrolling through the comments, you happen to see a question that someone asked already, or if you remember me answering, feel free to link those guys to previous episodes, or tell them to check out the previous episodes of Military Monday. Of course, I will have a link in the description to the previous episodes of Military Monday. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. If you did enjoy this video, one last thing I encourage you guys to leave a like on the video. Certainly does help the video, helps my channel, and I appreciate any and all support. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.